Welcome back to the channel, everyone. Today we're diving into a topic that can transform the way you live: the power of saying no, viewed through the lens of Stoicism. In a world that's constantly demanding our time, energy, and attention, learning to say no isn't just a skill, it's a superpower. The ancient Stoics, like Marcus Aurelius, Seneca, and Epictetus, mastered this art, and their wisdom can guide us to live with more purpose, clarity, and freedom. So let's explore what Stoicism teaches us about saying no, why it's so powerful, and how you can apply it to your life. If you're ready to take control of your time and energy, stick around, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button and ring the bell for more content like this. Let's start with a question. How often do you say yes when you really want to say no? Maybe it's agreeing to a project you don't have time for, attending an event out of obligation, or taking on someone else's problems. We've all been there. Saying yes feels easier in the moment. It avoids conflict, keeps people happy, and makes us feel needed. But here's the catch. Every yes you give to something unimportant is a no to something that matters. Your time, energy, and focus are finite. When you say yes to everything, you're spreading yourself thin, losing sight of your priorities and drifting away from the life you want to live. The Stoics understood this. They taught that life is about discernment, knowing what's worth your time and what isn't. Marcus Aurelius, the Roman emperor and Stoic philosopher, wrote in his Meditations, "If you seek tranquility, do less, or do what's essential. Do less, better." That's the heart of saying no. It's not about being selfish or rude. It's about protecting your inner peace and focusing on what aligns with your values. So why did the Stoics value the ability to say no? For them, it was about living with intention and staying true to virtue. Let's break it down with 3 key Stoic principles. First, Stoics like Epictetus emphasized focusing only on what's within your control. In his Enchiridion, Epictetus says, "There is only one way to happiness, and that is to cease worrying about things which are beyond the power of our will." When you say yes to things that don't serve your purpose, like unnecessary commitments or distractions, you're giving away control. Saying no reclaims that power. It lets you prioritize your own goals, whether that's personal growth, family, or meaningful work. Second, the Stoics talked about the inner citadel, your mind's fortress of peace and reason. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength." Every time you say yes to something that doesn't align with your values, you let external pressures breach that citadel. Saying no is like locking the gate. It protects your mental clarity and keeps you grounded in what matters. Finally, saying no is an act of self-discipline, a core Stoic virtue. Seneca, another great Stoic, said in his Letters from a Stoic, "We must give our minds leisure. It will grow better and sharper through rest." By saying no to distractions, you create space for reflection, growth, and meaningful action. It's not just about refusing others. It's about saying yes to yourself. Now let's be real. Saying no isn't always easy. We worry about disappointing people, missing opportunities, or seeming unkind. In our hyper-connected world, there's also FOMO, the fear of missing out. Social media, emails, and notifications are constantly pulling at our attention. The Stoics faced similar pressures in their own way. They lived in bustling cities, dealt with political demands, and faced societal expectations. Yet they stayed firm. How? By anchoring themselves in reason and purpose. Epictetus gives us a clue in his Discourses. "If a person gave away your body to some passerby, you'd be furious. Yet you hand over your mind to anyone who comes along, so they may abuse it, and you feel no shame." Wow, that hits hard. When you say yes to every request, you're giving away pieces of your mind, your focus, your energy, your peace. The Stoics remind us to guard our minds fiercely. So how do we say no like a Stoic? Here are 5 practical steps, inspired by Stoic wisdom, that you can start using today. First, get clear on your values. The Stoics believed that a life of virtue, wisdom, courage, justice, and temperance leads to true happiness. Ask yourself, what matters most to me? Is it family, personal growth, or making a difference? When you know your priorities, saying no to anything that doesn't align becomes easier. Marcus Aurelius put it beautifully. If it is not right, do not do it. If it is not true, do not say it. Second, take time to reflect before responding. The Stoics were big on pausing to think. When someone asks you for something, don't rush to say yes. Seneca advised, nothing will ever be enough for the person who does not know what is enough. Pause, ask yourself if this aligns with your goals, and respond with clarity. A simple, let me think about it and get back to you, buys you time to make a reasoned choice. Third, say no with kindness but firmness. You don't need to be harsh to set boundaries. Epictetus reminds us, you have the right to act with justice and kindness. Try something like, I appreciate the offer, but I can't take it on right now. This respects the other person while staying true to yourself. Fourth, reframe saying no as a positive act. The Stoics saw every choice as a chance to practice virtue. When you say no to something unimportant, you're saying yes to your priorities. Marcus Aurelius said, the art of living is more like wrestling than dancing. Saying no is a wrestle, a deliberate choice to stay aligned with your purpose. Finally, make saying no a habit. Like any skill, it takes practice. Start small. Say no to one small request this week. Over time, it gets easier. Seneca wrote, no person has the power to have everything they want, but it is in their power not to want what they don't have. By practicing saying no, you train yourself to want only what aligns with your values. Let's bring this to life. Imagine you're invited to a social event, but you're exhausted and need time to recharge. A Stoic would say no, politely, to protect their inner peace. Or picture your boss asking you to take on an extra project when you're already stretched thin. Saying no with clarity and respect ensures you can do your best work on what's already on your plate. In each case, saying no isn't about rejection. It's about choosing what's essential. In my own life, I've found saying no to be liberating. Last month, I was asked to join a project that sounded exciting, but didn't align with my goals. I paused, reflected, and said no. The result? I had more time to focus on this channel, creating content like this video for you. That's the power of no. It frees you to say yes to what matters. Now, you might be thinking, what if I say no and people get upset? Or, what if I miss out on something big? These are valid concerns, but the Stoics have answers. If someone gets upset, remember Epictetus. You are not responsible for the emotions of others, only for your own actions. You can't control their reaction, but you can control how you respond, with kindness and integrity. As for missing out, Marcus Aurelius reminds us, you have one life to live. Live it according to your reason. If an opportunity doesn't serve your purpose, it's not a loss, it's a gain. Saying no isn't just about managing your time, it's about shaping your life. The Stoics believe that true freedom comes from living in alignment with your values, not chasing every demand or desire. By saying no, you create space for growth, relationships, and meaning. You become the architect of your own life. Seneca said it best, life is long if you know how to use it. Every no is a step toward a longer, fuller life, not in years, but in purpose. So start small. Say no to one thing this week that doesn't serve you. Reflect on how it feels. You might be surprised at the freedom it brings. That's it for today's video. I hope this Stoic perspective on saying no inspires you to take control of your time and live with intention. If you enjoyed this, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone who needs to hear it, and subscribe for more videos on Stoicism and personal growth. Let me know in the comments, what's one thing you're going to say no to this week? I'd love to hear your thoughts. Until next time, stay stoic, stay focused, and keep saying no to what doesn't matter. See you soon.